Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of hearing attentively. They make good music, you should give them a hearing. An opportunity to state your case and be heard. They condemned him without a hearing. The ability to hear, the auditory faculty. His hearing was impaired. The range within which a voice can be heard. Able to perceive sound. A session of a committee or grand jury, in which witnesses are called and testimony is taken. The investigative committee will hold hearings in Chicago. Law. A proceeding, usually by a court, where evidence is taken for the purpose of determining an issue of fact and reaching a decision based on that evidence. The act of hearing attentively. You can learn a lot by just listening. An opportunity to state your case and be heard. He saw that he had lost his audience. A conference, usually with someone important. He requested an audience with the king. A gathering of spectators or listeners at a, usually public performance. The audience applauded. The part of the general public interested in a source of information or entertainment. Every artist needs an audience. Perform in order to get a role. She auditioned for a role on Broadway. The ability to hear, the auditory faculty. A test of the suitability of a performer. The ability to hear, the auditory faculty. The ability to hear, the auditory faculty. The ability to hear, the auditory faculty. The range within which a voice can be heard. The range within which a voice can be heard. The children were told to stay within earshot. Having keen hearing. Having keen hearing. Becoming aware of something via the senses. The representation of what is perceived, basic component in the formation of a concept. A way of conceiving something. Luther had a new perception of the Bible. Knowledge gained by perceiving. A man admired for the depth of his perception. The process of perceiving. Becoming aware of something via the senses. The perception that something has occurred or some state exists. A possibility due to a favorable combination of circumstances. The holiday gave us the opportunity to visit Washington. A possibility due to a favorable combination of circumstances. Now is your chance. Come upon, as if by accident, meet with. She chanced upon an interesting book in the bookstore the other day. Occurring or appearing or singled out by chance. A chance occurrence. The possibility of future success. Take a risk in the hope of a favorable outcome. A measure of how likely it is that some event will occur. A number expressing the ratio of favorable cases to the whole number of cases possible. If that phone call is for me, chances are it's my wife. An unknown and unpredictable phenomenon that causes an event to result one way rather than another. We ran into each other by pure chance. A risk involving danger. You take a chance when you let her drive. Be the case by chance. I chanced to meet my old friend in the street. A particular sense. A classification of propositions on the basis of whether they claim necessity or possibility or impossibility. Verb inflections that express how the action or state is conceived by the speaker. A particular sense. A method of therapy that involves physical or electrical therapeutic treatment. Sensitivity to stimuli originating outside of the body. A particular sense. The body's system of sense organs. Move forward or upward in order to touch, also in a metaphorical sense. Government reaches out to the people. The act of physically reaching or thrusting out. Be in or establish communication with. Our advertisements reach millions. The limit of capability. The limits within which something can be effective. He was beyond the reach of their fire. An area in which something acts or operates or has power or control. Outside the reach of the law. Reach a goal. Reach a point in time, or a certain state or level. This car can reach a speed of 140 miles per hour. Place into the hands or custody of. To extend as far as. The sunlight reached the wall. To exert much effort or energy. To gain with effort. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. The water reached the doorstep. Assign a rank or rating to. Range or extend over. Occupy a certain area. The limit of capability. The limits within which something can be effective. Range of motion. An area in which something acts or operates or has power or control. The range of a supersonic jet. A series of hills or mountains. The valley was between two ranges of hills. Feed as in a meadow or pasture. Move about aimlessly or without any destination, often in search of food or employment. Change or be different within limits. Estimates for the losses in the earthquake range as high as $2 billion. Mathematics. The set of values of the dependent variable for which a function is defined. A kitchen appliance used for cooking food. Lay out orderly or logically in a line or as if in a line. A large tract of grassy open land on which livestock can graze. They used to drive the cattle across the open range every spring. A place for shooting, firing or driving projectiles of various kinds. The Army maintains a missile range in the desert. A variety of different things or activities. He answered a range of questions. Have a range. Be capable of projecting over a certain distance, as of a gun. This gun ranges over 2 miles. Let eat. Range the animals in the prairie. A meeting of spiritualists. The time during which a school holds classes. A meeting devoted to a particular activity. A filming session. A meeting for execution of a group's functions. It was the opening session of the legislature. Law. The institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. Law. The institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. A written account of what transpired at a meeting. Law. the institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. Listening to sounds within the body, usually with a stethoscope. The act of hearing again. The act of hearing again. The ability to identify the pitch of a tone. The externally visible cartilaginous structure of the external ear. Fruiting spike of a cereal plant, especially corn. Attention to what is said. He tried to get her ear. Good hearing. He had a keen ear. The sense organ for hearing and equilibrium. The ability to identify the pitch of a tone.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.